So my name is Ellen Pahalski. I work for North Point Bank. I've been in the mortgage business for 19 years. So a little bit about the bank and ourselves and what we do is we are local to the Tampa area, but we also do service all 50 states. So most of our mortgages, we can help anybody that's moving from Central PA to a different state, to a different location, buying an investment property or buying a second or vacation home in another area. So that makes us very unique. We do offer a lot of different loan options to try and fit the needs of all of our borrowers.
So we get questions all the time. What does my credit score have to be in order to buy a home? Is there a minimum number or a magic number? What if I don't have credit card? What if I have many student loans? Today, let's find out from Ellen with North Point Bank what minimum credit scores are required to purchase a home and how to help your credit score if it needs to be increased.
So with the credit score, is there a magic number that you would say is probably the absolute drop-dead minimum someone would have to have in order to qualify for a mortgage?
Sure. Credit scores, whenever we're pulling credit, all lenders use the same scoring modules to pull credit. So we do pull from Experian and TransUnion and Equifax, and we will generally use the middle number or the mid-FICO score. One of the things that can be a little bit challenging is some people that do monitor their credit, they don't monitor their credit from the same sources that you would use when applying for a mortgage. If someone says, my credit score is a 647, and then we pull their credit and it's a 600, a 610, and a 620, they want to know what the difference is, and that's why. The other scoring modules out there are generally not 100% accurate, although they do provide helpful information as far as, what's showing up on your credit. One of the biggest things is, if you pull through one of the credit bureaus, a credit card might report through a different credit bureau. So by pulling through all three, it truly does help get a true picture of what that person, what their financial situation looks like, their debt load, credit scores, things like that. Collection accounts do play a big role in credit history and credit scores. So if someone has, one account that they've had open and paid on time for 3 months, but they have 20 collection accounts, those collection accounts, so the bad outweighs the good, so they're generally going to have a lower credit score. So for most loan programs, a 600 to a 620 is probably about the absolute minimum, a 620 like mid-FICO score. The better your credit score, the higher chances you have of getting an approval, getting approved for different types of loans. Some of the first-time home buyer programs require a 660 or 680 credit score. So the higher your credit score is, the better chances that you have of getting approved for more programs.
So higher credit score, better rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can look at everybody's individual situation and match them with a program to hopefully allow them to purchase a home. It just might be different than another person based upon their credit score.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
And one of the things that we also will look at is if someone has a lower credit score, we want to see why their credit score is on the lower side. Is it truly collection accounts? Is it truly maybe not having a real big established credit history? Some people are just young. They don't have a lot of established credit yet. So it might be, hey, you can pay down this credit card or pay off this collection account. We have a computer software program that we use that we can merge in the credit report, and it'll give us recommendations of what to do to kind of help raise their credit score.
And how long do you normally wait until they would do what you would recommend? Like 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year, or I guess it depends.
It depends on that individual buyer. There's some people that, based on maybe what they have saved, maybe they need to pay down a bunch of credit cards. And based on what they have saved, it might take them 3, 4, 5 months just to pay down those credit cards, and then it might be another 30 days after that until their credit score updates. Generally, based on the situation, I can kind of look at it and say, okay, they need to pay a few things down or pay a few things off, then they need to wait another 30 days. So probably in 3 to 4 months, they're going to be ready to buy, and they'll be approved for 3 or 4 different types of loan programs, based on their credit score.
What does it mean if someone has no credit score or credit report?
Right. So to actually buy a house, you do have to have a credit score, believe it or not. So you have to show that you've been responsible, not only with paying things like your cell phone, which might not show up on a credit report, but credit cards or a car payment or a student loan or things like that. So it is important to establish credit, to show that you're responsible and can pay things on time.
But just because someone said, oh, I bought my car with cash, I have no credit cards, that's not good when you go to apply for a loan.
Yeah, when you're looking to apply for a mortgage, you definitely want to have credit and a credit score. Now, if someone comes to me and they don't have a credit score, we look at what the quickest easiest, fastest way is to help them establish credit and establish good credit. They're probably going to want to open a credit card or get a secured card. So sometimes it's hard to get credit if you've never had credit. So that's important. We obviously don't want them to go out and just charge up a bunch of stuff just because they're trying to establish credit. So there are things like, we can add their parents or someone, add them as an authorized user to a credit card. So it shows that parent's credit
that would
history
help them.
on their credit report. We can add utilities. Utilities generally don't report to the credit bureaus, but we can add a cell phone bill or, a PP&L bill to their credit report
show that they have
to show that they have an established credit history. Anyone that has credit that they're looking to work on or that they're trying to afford a little bit more than what they were initially, pre-approved for, we always like to look at what money they have saved, what things they could pay off. Sometimes it's to be approved for more of a house, but sometimes it's to help increase their credit score. If we pre-approve someone right now with a 620 credit score, but they're not looking to buy in the next 3 to 6 months or they're not finding something right away, we can take a look at their credit and say, okay, well, in the next 3 to 6 months, we could probably get you up to a 660 or 680 or maybe even a 700 credit score. And then that way, their interest rate's going to be lower. They're going to have more favorable terms for their mortgage. Conventional financing with the mortgage insurance companies, they actually look at your credit score, and that's part of what determines how much in mortgage insurance you pay. So if we can get their credit score up, the mortgage insurance is cheaper, their interest rate's cheaper, they can get approved for more of a house.
And that's all part of that program. I know you had mentioned earlier, the program that you have, the ability to put their information in, and it's going to come back and tell you and them these are the things they can do.
It gives us recommendations on things that they can do to improve their credit score, and it'll also tell us by how much it's going to help improve their credit score. So if they pay down a certain credit card, it might bring their score up 7 points. Or if they pay off a car loan, it might bring their score up 12. So it's really neat, but with years of experience too, we can also kind of look at it. And
So we want to thank you, Ellen, for being a partner with Explore My Town, keeping things local. Again, we love you and all of your knowledge and expertise that you provide to our clients. We never have worries. We get someone pre-approved, we find them a house, and we have never had delays or problems getting to closing. So anybody, support local, call Ellen for all your mortgage needs.